All right, my AA Locator by Cat Swayze, the one and only. And Zoom is in my way. Always Zoom in my way. Now, my mission statement is the content we produce is supposed to help our users with ease of access to the necessary information to help them along their recovery path by providing access to both virtual and in-person recovery meetings in a way that helps them feel comfortable and confident. Now, the problem, a common issue that alcoholics seem to have is locating nearby meetings or a home group and other beneficial resources that may be available to them to aid in their journey towards sobriety, be they a newcomer or a veteran. Excuse me. This app is intended to help those seeking help in their sobriety locate and access the resources available to them in one convenient place. A similar app that I had found is a Sober Grid. It's designed to serve as a sober social network, which is kind of the feature that I wanted. I wanted to have a little bit of a review board and not necessarily a review board, but like a comment board or like a blog post thing. Hadn't gotten that far yet. And again, something that'll help connect people. The key features of this app, it helps connect you to other alcoholics seeking and or maintaining their sobriety. Target audience, is alcoholics, again, seeking or trying to maintain their recovery. The potential added value and differences. So my app is intended to help connect alcoholics around the world, as well as help them locate local resources. It will have a message board and a tracker for days sober to help users see their progress in real time. Now, I found a sobriety counter on another app. So there's like 2 or 3 different like similar apps that I was looking at. This one kind of has most of what I'm trying to do, but I feel like that sobriety counter is huge. I have not, however, figured out how to put it into my app, my website yet, but it is definitely on a list of things. I'm in the Brave course through MIT, and I'm going to be continuing on with this website from there. I've not given up. Now, this is my wireframe. It's all hand drawn because I did it in like 2 hours before it's a surprise. I'm joining your class here. I'm caught up. But yeah, you can see how I kind of have it broken down. I have my nav bar the way I want it, which is really exciting. I do not have it set to put the username up in the top tab yet. I haven't really figured it out, and it kind of seems unimportant compared to the other shenanigans I was trying to do. Now my color scheme. Now I picked these colors for a reason, as you can see. Blue is a color. It stands true to its appearance. It's peaceful, calm, and gentle. It has tremendous power to manage stress, which, when you're an alcoholic, it's really helpful. Now violet, the color signifies strength, peace, and wisdom. And it has the capacity to bring balance and to make you feel inner peace. Whereas green is a restful and quiet color. It's one of the most beautiful and comforting colors that attracts harmonious feelings, which can diffuse anxiety and help stay calm and refreshed. Why did I get gray? Is my battery gonna die? Oh. Okay, we're gonna rush this. My battery's gonna die. Will you go find me a charger? Slideshow. The beginning. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Sorry, technical difficulties. As you can see from my wireframe where I put the colors based on like what I want users to feel. Like for the sobriety counter, I wanted them to feel that inner strength. If not, check the interview room. But run! My presentation depends on this. Now, this is a huge part for me. It was a downloadable step work packets. Originally, I had put them in there as just text, and it was hideous. But Abby and I figured out how to put them in. Why is this broken? In PDF format. Yes, stuff to save the day. So we did that, which actually is really good. I'm really happy about it because I wanted the users to be able to download it. I knew they had to be stored somewhere in the static or in Flask, but I didn't know where. I got the code for it, but every time you click download, there was no file there. So I knew I had to put the file somewhere stupid in order for it to be found. I could not for the life of me figure out where to put it, but we did it. Took us like an hour, but we did it. Again, as you can see from my slide here, having quick access to the worksheets for each step is something that, like I said, I felt was really important. What? I'm excited. Yeah, like I said, since this was a huge part of what I'm trying to build with the site, it was very satisfying to finally accomplish it. It's easily the most useful thing I've learned so far. And again, this is just kind of broken down. They're in their own little folder and static. And they're all broken down there. So I did it. Now rewriting URLs for Flask, that was a little tedious. It is something interesting that I learned because before when I was just using HTML, we would do the hrefs and we would just anchor the links in. But with Flask, we had to like do URL for, which I guess in a way is easier because you're only changing like the one word and it's really easy to copy and paste when you're doing a bunch of different URLs. But at the same time, it was like, just why? If it's not broke, don't fix it. But whatever, I did it. I made it work. The navbar HTML, and this is what I was talking about earlier. Abby and I figured this out. This took a hot minute, but we did it. So what I was doing before is I had all the code for my navbar at the top of every single web page. So every time I made an edit to one thing in the navbar, one thing in the web page, which would affect the navbar, I then had to go and edit the navbar on each individual page. Yeah, no, that was a pain, but we figured it out. So what we did is we made the navbar its own HTML file and figured out how to link it in with a div. And it was really satisfying because all I had to do was edit it once and it went across the board. Yes, so easy, easy. All right, now some other backend shenanigans. I'm currently using Flask as a server to display the work I've completed so far. I really enjoy writing in HTML as it is far easier than Python and a lot more straightforward, even if it isn't technically recognized as a coding language. I know there's some haters out there. I also find CSS pretty easy to use, and while I still have a lot to learn about fine-tuning certain things, I find myself very particular about aesthetics. It's got to look nice. Now, there are a few things I have left to add. Like I said, the sobriety counter. I want to do a more personalized user profile interface where they can change and update things. And I want more insight features as opposed to links elsewhere, which you'll see what I mean about that in a minute. I am now continuing to work on this project in yet another class, always trying to improve and build upon what I have. My marketing strategy, it's going to be based on searches done by the intended users. I was just going to pay Google to make it a top search. But yeah, I would like my website to be listed along with other related searches to help give it a chance. I also plan to use social media and word of mouth. As it is intended to be a tool for other alcoholics, I would like it to be posted on bulletin boards at various meeting locations. That's it. That's what I got. Shoot.
Can you demo for us?
Oh wow, whoops, I'm an idiot. Hi.
Yeah, just for knowledge of everybody, we have 6 minutes left, so we have time for Clover.
No.
So quick
How
demo
do I
and then
demo? That's right, that's how I demo.
time to talk. Yeah, we'll be good. We're
I got
excited for your
this.
demo.
I got this.
You've hyped it up a lot.
All right, now Zoom needs to get out of my way. Zoom is always in my way. All right, so this is my homepage. It's just got a basic, this is a logo that I made. I mean, I really just ripped it off the internet and added AA Locator to it. So, you know, it works. I wanted to try to get it in there via the HTML, but when I did that, I broke the whole thing. It's Nadia's fault. She suggested it. I broke the whole thing, but I fixed it. It's okay. Definitely throwing you under the bus, Nadia. But it's just got like a little basic, you know, that's what I'm looking for. Preamble, I guess, in the words of AA, about, you know, what it is and how it works. I'm going to profile. We've got profile. It wants me to log in. I have a getting started page as well, as you can see. I don't have as many boxes as Rachel does, which I would like to change. I love how intuitive and personalized it was. But we're going to go log in. And this is me. I want to be able to set it so that users can upload their own picture. Right now, my HTML is set to this is the profile picture of no matter who signs in or what profiles you create. This is my derpy cat. You got your age and your bio. So yeah, that's fun. And my materials at a glance. I've got the 12 steps to traditions. I want to alter this so that I don't have the dots because this is an unsorted list format. But it has a little bit about the traditions and the steps, and then it has what the steps are. And then the same with the traditions and what the traditions are. This is the really satisfying part. So happy. I got all these buttons. I love buttons. I got all these buttons. So we're gonna go step 4 because that's where it's got a bunch of extra pieces. All right, would you look at that? So this is a worksheet for instructions. Abby sent me the code to figure out how to display it instead of just having a bunch of links. And fears, harms, all that stuff. But now we're gonna download it. Look at that, there it is. Ta-da, and it works. I'm so happy. It was really infuriating, but I did it. No, as far as the external links bit, that's where these come in. So I've got virtual, I want to set it so it opens the link in a new tab because this is kind of annoying. But I tried to choose websites that were trustworthy. I know it's the internet, but this one's aaintergroup.org. I wanted all these features, how it breaks it down completely to make it as personalized as possible. But I didn't know how to do that, so I just used this website to do it for me. And then we have the in-person one, which is another aa.org one, and it helps you figure out what you're doing and where you're going. And then my resources, I've got emergency hotlines.
Kat, I'm gonna be that person, and I'm gonna cut you off because I want to have time for the judges to give feedback, and I don't want to run into Clover's time either.
Okay, but yeah, these are all other links, external links.
Round of applause.
Let's see how it is. I'm not cool enough to share my whole website. Whoa, why do they open Word?
All right, yeah. Feedback.
First off,
thanks, Mike.
First off, love your enthusiasm. I also, as an engineer, like to see code. And one thing you kept kind of repeating or showing off was perseverance. I think when you're learning technology and learning how to build things, having that perseverance to continue to work through it and finding excitement from solving problems is a really good trait to have in this. And so like keep going with that. I
love computer technology because there's always something new to learn. I'm a forever student.
Yeah, and figuring out why things are done the way they are. You were figuring that out too with the with the different templates and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I commend you on that and keep going with that. That attitude is great for this field, and yeah, problem solving is a key trait. So great job there, and I like the topic as well, and who it helps. So
thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, also loved your explaining the technical challenges that like there's no amount of being able to do that is too much, because a lot of times when you're partnering with like business and they're saying, hey, can you make these changes? It's a lot harder underneath the hood than it seems. And being able to explain that away like sets you up for leadership, like being able to say, hey, I get you that there's a deadline, but we're working on this and we made all this progress and here's where we're stuck and this is what needs to happen next. Like that is like that communication is so important. And I love that you're enjoying front end. Like I'm really bad at CSS. Drive me crazy when something doesn't work the way I think it should. I think one fun exercise for you could be like, you know how websites look really wide when you first make them, like just strings this way, like maybe you'd be interested in looking into layouts so you can put gaps on the sides of the web page. That's what makes it look.
Yeah, Clover was telling me a little bit about margins and how to use them.
Yeah, I think that you would love doing that. Love that you made your own logo. Just a really fun presentation. Also love the presentation style. Thank you.
Thanks.
One last thing I was going to add too was the other thing that was also, I think, very good, and to keep going with this, explaining why you did things the way you did them. Like when you say I did this, and then being able to say I did, and because of this, always helps lend credibility as well. So I think that's a really good thing to continue with as you present. So
thanks.
I remember some of my favorite times of going to my mom's NA meetings when I was younger. So I love that you cover the subject matter, one. And two, you have a really, going to Mike and Tay's point, you have a really great knack of being able to explain yourself. And the first thing I thought about was like UI engineer for sure. Your wireframes are also really well done. So I was like, so you're able to compel me with your app visually. So thank you so much for that, Kat. And your cat's great.
Thank you.
I agree. If Desmond doesn't hire you as a UI engineer, I'd love to hire you as a program instructor for Code Your Dreams. I just love the enthusiasm.
Awesome.
I didn't just put it together 2 hours ago. I was invited to the class and it was like 2 weeks in. So I put the entire presentation together in 2 hours the night before I was supposed to start the class. So yeah, anyway, thanks guys. I appreciate your feedback, and yes. Make my face go away.
Awesome job.